The Menu, released in 2022, is one of those rare films that blend dark comedy, social commentary, and psychological tension so seamlessly that you're never quite sure whether to laugh, squirm, or both. Directed by Mark Mylod, best known for his work on Succession, the movie serves as a meticulous dissection of privilege, consumerism, and the fine line between art and obsession. It's set almost entirely in a single location, an exclusive island restaurant named Hawthorne, run by the enigmatic and godlike chef Julian Slowik, played by Ralph Fiennes. The film's tightly controlled environment becomes its greatest weapon, trapping both the characters and the audience in a dinner that grows more terrifying with every course. At the heart of this twisted feast are two guests. Margot, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, a sharp-witted outsider who's not part of the elite clientele, and Tyler, played by Nicholas Hoult, a pretentious foodie obsessed with the chef's reputation. Now, their dynamic is crucial. Margot represents a skepticism and authenticity, while Tyler embodies blind devotion to elite culture. The story begins as a luxurious dining experience, but soon transforms into a carefully orchestrated psychological experiment. Each dish is served reveals something damning about the guests, their vanity, greed, hypocrisy, and the hollowness of their desires. Now, what begins as a satire quickly turns into a slow burn thriller about power, guilt, and the commodification of art. Ralph Fiennes delivers a masterclass performance as Chef Slowik, a controlled, terrifying, and tragically human. His every movement, from the clap that signals the start of each course to the quiet monologues about purpose and perfection, reflects a man whose passion has curdled into cruelty. Yet he's not a typical villain. Slowik's genius lies in his logic. His disgust towards his patrons isn't personal, it's philosophical. He sees them as parasites feeding on experiences rather than emotions, reducing art into indulgence. Through him, the menu exposes the absurdity of modern luxury culture, where taste and authenticity have been replaced by performance and exclusivity. Anya Taylor-Joy as Margot anchors the film with brilliance. She is grounded, skeptical, and perspective, the only character who sees through the pretense. Her chemistry with Fiennes is electrifying, especially in their confrontational exchanges where class, art, and morality collide. Margot's character functions as the audience's moral compass, someone who recognizes that food, and by extension art, is meant to nourish, not to dominate. In a world obsessed with status, she reminds us of the simple joy of honesty, captured beautifully in the film's climactic moment where she requests something as basic as a cheeseburger. It's one of the cinema's most satisfying metaphors, a rebellion wrapped in simplicity. Nicholas Hoult's performance as Tyler is both hilarious and pitiful. He represents the worshipper of art without understanding it, the consumer who romanticizes genius but lacks empathy. Every moment he fawns over Chef Slowik, you sense the movie's critique of fandom, the way people exploit artists by idealizing them to death. The supporting cast, including Hong Chow as Elsa, the unnervingly loyal maitre d' Janet McTeer as the self-absorbed critic, and John Leguizamo as fading actor, each adds flavor to the film's biting social buffet. Every guest is a caricature of entitlement, yet the film makes them painfully believable, the kind of people who exist in every elite corner of modern life. Thematically, the menu explores art's corruption relationship with capitalism. Chef Slovik's descent into madness mirrors the way creative industries destroy authenticity for profit. Every guest at his table has in some way exploited art, like critics who use it to build their names, investors who commercialize it, and consumers who reduce it to experience points. Mylod constructs this as both satire and tragedy, an artist who wanted to create beauty but ended up suffocating under the pressure to please. The island restaurant becomes a metaphorical prison, a stage where everyone performs, the chef, the guest, and even the food. Visually, the menu is stunning. Cinematographer Peter Deming treats each course like a painting, shot with precision of a food documentary. The lighting alternates between the warmth of candlelight luxury and the cold sterility of a lab, reflecting how art's beauty can become mechanical under obsession. Every frame feels feels composed. For example, plates are centered perfectly, colors meticulously balanced, mirroring the chef's obsessive order. But as chaos creeps in, so does imperfection, like the shadows deepen, cuts grow faster, and the once orderly space become a stage for disintegration. The film's minimalist production design, such as the crisp whites, sharp angles, and silent staffs, amplifies the eerie atmosphere of control and compliance. The sound design deserves special mention. The sharp claps, the echo of knives against plates, and Colin Stetson's Stan's rhythmic score creates an almost ritualistic cadence. The music feels alive, pulsing like the heartbeat of the restaurant, tightening as the night progresses. Now, there are deliberate balance between silence and intensity in this movie, mirroring the psychological manipulation unfolding in every scene. At the box office, the menu performed strongly for a dark satire, grossing around 79 million worldwide on a modest 30 million budget. Critics praised its originality, sharp writing, and the performances of Fiennes and Taylor-Joy. Some found the film's metaphor heavy-handed or its social critique too neatly wrapped, but that's precisely the point. It's meant to feel precise, almost clinical, like a chef's menu that leaves no room for improvisation. Audiences embrace its blend of horror, humor, and high concept, calling it one of the most refreshing satires of modern elitism since Parasite and Knives Out. What makes the menu remarkable is its restraint. Mylod never turns into a gore fest or a moral lecture. Instead, he crafts a slow simmer, each scene building towards emotional and thematic combustion. When the finale arrives, with the restaurant engulfed in flames and the diners calmly accepting their fate, it feels both horrifying and poetic. It's not just revenge, it's the destruction of illusion, a cleansing fire to burn away pretense. And in that final moment, Margot acts of eating her burger away from the chaos becomes the film's purest gesture of rebellion. Now, compared to other films exploring class and art like Parasite, The Square, and even Whiplash, the menu finds its voice through dark humor. Its critique isn't born of anger but exhaustion. It doesn't ask us to hate the elite. In fact, it asks us to recognize the emptiness that drives them. In doing so, it becomes a reflection of our own world, where everything, even art, even food, is consumed, dissected, and forgotten. In conclusion, the menu isn't just a satire about fine dining. It's a cautionary tale about the hunger for meaning in a culture that consumes everything, including its creators. Ralph Fiennes embodies the broken artist, and Anya Taylor-Joy, the uncorrupted observer, and Mark Mylod, the meticulous storyteller who cooks up a cinematic dish as rich in flavor as it is in irony. Like the best meals, the menu lingers, unsettling, thought-provoking, and strangely satisfying. It's a rare for a film to be this self-aware, to serve a story that's both absurdly funny and deeply tragic. The menu succeeds because it reminds us that true art doesn't demand worship. In fact, it demands honesty. And in a world addicted to performance, sometimes the simplest thing, like a burger shared in silence, is the only truth left worth savoring. Now, this movie is a must-watch.